What is going on, guys? Have you ever been watching a football game when suddenly you spot a certain player on the field who you haven't seen in years, and you ask yourself, is he still really playing? Yeah, it's easy to forget that veteran players and former Pro Bowlers are still active, even though they're simply not as dominant as they once were. Here are 10 notable NFL players who you probably forgot are still playing. Number 10, Kiko Alonso. The Oregon product burst onto the scene as a rookie for the Buffalo Bills in 2013. Alonso earned PFWA All-Rookie Team and Defensive Rookie of the Year honors. He looked to be a major part of the Bills' promising young defense, but he was traded to the Philadelphia Eagles in a 2015 offseason blockbuster, with Pro Bowl running back LaShawn McCoy heading the other way. Alonso lasted just 1 year in Philadelphia, who fired head coach Chip Kelly amid a disappointing season. Looking to retool under new head coach Doug Peterson, Billy sent Alonso and Byron Maxwell's expensive contract to the Miami Dolphins in the 2016 offseason, with the two sides also swapping first-round picks. But in both Philly and Miami, Alonso was unable to regain that star-like form he displayed in Buffalo. He drew headlines in 2017 after delivering a vicious headshot to Baltimore Ravens quarterback Joe Flacco in a Thursday night game, which led to a fine of over $9,000. Alonso was traded to the powerhouse New Orleans Saints before the start of the 2019 season, but he saw very little action in 13 games because he keeps bouncing around teams, and because he's not a regular starter anymore. It's easy to forget that Alonso is still alive and well in the NFL. Number 9, Andy Lee. There was a time where Andy Lee served as a secret weapon for Jim Harbaugh and the powerhouse San Francisco 49ers. That team, of course, was fueled by a fierce front seven and a powerful rushing game led by Frank Gore and Colin Kaepernick. But Lee was quietly one of the league's premier special teams players during his tenure in San Fran. The 3-time Pro Bowler earned 3 first-team All-Pro selections, and he was named a second-team All-Pro in 2009. Lee was part of a 49ers team that reached 3 straight NFC Championship games from 2011 to 13, plus Super Bowl 47, where Lee posted 159 punting yards on just 3 attempts in a losing effort against the Ravens. Lee also led the NFL in punting yards during the 2005, 2007, and 2018 campaigns. So where is Lee today? You may have forgotten, but he's been with the Arizona Cardinals since 2017. Lee had 1-year stops with the Cleveland Browns and Carolina Panthers in 2015 and 16, before landing in the desert. Not sure if we'll get into the Hall of Fame or anything, but the former 49ers and current Cardinals special teams standout might go down as one of the greatest punters to ever play the sport. So try to appreciate Lee's punting wizardry while he's still around. Number 8, Allen Hurns. Remember when the Jacksonville Jaguars had 2 stud wide receivers named Allen? Man, did Blake Bortles have fun with the duo of Robinson and Hurns in the 2015 season. Both men hit the 1,000-yard mark in the 2015 season, and the future looked bright for the Jags' passing attack, while Robinson continues to produce at a quality level, hitting the 1,000-yard mark again with the Bears in 2019. Hurns hasn't come close to repeating the success of the 2015 season. Since his apparent breakout year, Hurns hasn't topped 39 catches or 484 yards in a season. He wasn't much of a factor on a Jacksonville team that reached the 2017 AFC Championship game either. Hurns joined the receiver-needy Dallas Cowboys in 2018, but he only mustered 20 catches for 295 yards and 2 touchdowns. The Miami Dolphins signed him in 2019 free agency, but his first year in South Beach was far from spectacular, with just 32 receptions for 416 yards and 2 TDs. At this rate, Hurns might not last much longer in the NFL. That 2015 season was simply a mirage. Number 7, Alden Smith. Smith was a major star on the aforementioned San Francisco 49ers team that reached 3 straight NFC title games and 1 Super Bowl under Harbaugh. Aldon and veteran Justin Smith formed the dynamic Smith pass rushing duo. Smith was one of the NFL's elite pass rushers during his first 3 NFL seasons. He had 14 sacks in his rookie 2011 season. 1 year later, he racked up a whopping 19.5 sacks and 3 forced fumbles, helping the 49ers reach Super Bowl 47. Unfortunately, legal troubles prevented Smith from maintaining a high level of play. A suspension limited him to 7 games in 2014, and the 49ers released him in the ensuing offseason. Smith signed with the Oakland Raiders and performed decently with 3.5 sacks in 9 games, but more legal troubles kept him out of the league for the next 4 seasons. Smith sought rehab treatment for alcohol, and he worked extensively to fix his life. He got sober and trained with Jake Glazer to get himself back in peak condition. Glazer's only had good things to say about Smith, who signed with the Dallas Cowboys in the 2020 offseason. And so the man who struck fear into the hearts of opposing offensive linemen and quarterbacks more than half a decade ago is getting another chance. Here's hoping Smith can stay clean and enjoy a comeback story for the ages. Number 6, Ereck Flowers. The New York Giants selected Miami offensive tackle Ereck Flowers with the 9th overall pick in a star-studded 2015 draft. The hope was that Flowers would help provide some stability on a Giants O-line that was awful for several years. But Flowers was, simply put, one of the league's worst offensive linemen during his 3 years in the Big Apple. He was a major liability, and former teammates ripped Flowers for supposedly quitting on the Giants. The Giants released Flowers during the 2018 season, and he later signed with the Jacksonville Jaguars. The change of scenery didn't do much to help, however, and he was on his 3rd team in 2019 as a member of the Washington football team. Despite the lackluster production and bouncing around with rosters, Flowers landed a lucrative 3-year, $30 million contract from the Miami Dolphins in 2020. Only time will tell if Flowers manages to revive his career. The Dolphins clearly have that confidence considering how much money they're throwing at him. Number 5, Geno Smith. The 2013 NFL quarterback draft class was widely regarded as one of the worst in history. Though Smith threw only 12 touchdowns against 21 interceptions in his rookie year, he showed some promise as a dual-threat quarterback, even leading the Jets to big-time upsets against the powerhouse New England Patriots and New Orleans Saints. But Smith struggled mightily in his sophomore year, losing 10 of 13 starts with only 13 touchdowns and as many interceptions. His days as the Jets starter ended in the 2015 offseason, when Smith suffered a broken jaw after being punched by a teammate. With Smith sidelined, veteran journeyman Ryan Fitzpatrick took over as the starter and actually enjoyed a career season. Smith made one start for the Jets in 2016, but he suffered an ACL tear that ended his season. Smith would sign with the Giants in the 2017 offseason, with Eli Manning struggling. He actually took over as the starter for Week 13, ending Manning's streak of 210 consecutive games played. Smith spent the 2018 season as the Los Angeles Chargers backup to Phillip Rivers. He would sign with the Seattle Seahawks in 2019 to back up Russell Wilson, and the team re-signed him in 2020. Number 4, Thomas Davis. The veteran linebacker was a late bloomer, drafted 14th overall by the Carolina Panthers in 2005. Davis didn't emerge as a star for another 8 years. Finally, he earned a second-team All-Pro selection in 2013, helping the Panthers win the NFC South, earning 3 straight Pro Bowl selections from 2015 to 17. Davis was also named a first-team All-Pro in 2015 after helping Carolina win 15 games, en route to a Super Bowl 50 appearance. Though they lost to the Denver Broncos, Davis earned praise for playing the game with a broken arm. A true warrior, Davis left the Panthers after 13 seasons and signed with the Chargers in 2019. The ageless veteran then signed with the Washington Redskins in 2020, reuniting with head coach Ron Rivera. Davis isn't a Pro Bowl talent anymore, but it's simply amazing how he's been able to perform at a high level even in his mid-30s. Few linebackers can do that in this day and age. Number 3, Jason Verrett. On a last-place Chargers team, Jason produced a career year in 2015. He earned his first Pro Bowl selection after racking up 3 interceptions and 12 passes defended. He and Casey Hayward were supposed to form a dynamic cornerback duo, but injuries sadly derailed Jason's career. He played just 4 games in 2016 before suffering a season-ending ACL tear. He was limited to just 1 game in 2017 due to a season-ending knee injury. He missed all of 2018 after suffering an Achilles tear in training camp. Looking to revive his career, he signed with the 49ers in 2019 free agency. He only played in 1 game, however, as an ankle injury derailed his season. The 49ers were still kind enough to bring him back on a 1-year deal for 2020. If he could just stay healthy, who knows how dominant he could be. Let's hope he can stay out of the trainer's room in 2020. Number 2, Sean Lee. Dallas Cowboys fans know all about Lee's value and leadership for this defense. But if injuries didn't often hit Lee in his prime years, who knows how much better he could have been. Lee showed signs of becoming a future star in his rookie and sophomore years, but injuries limited him to 17 total games over the 2012 and 2013 seasons. He unfortunately missed all of 2014 after suffering an ACL tear during team OTAs. Lee bounced back in 2015 and earned his first 2 career Pro Bowl selections. A year later, the veteran linebacker was named a first-team All-Pro after helping the Dallas Cowboys win the top seed in the NFC with a 13-3 record. While Lee remains a standout on the Dallas defense, the team has enjoyed the arrival of bigger and younger stars such as DeMarcus Lawrence, Leighton Vander Esch, and Jalen Smith. As such, it's easy to overlook Lee and forget the former Pro Bowler is still playing. He's the ultimate team leader though. Even non-Cowboys fans can't hate on this guy. Number 1, Matt Schaub. It's been almost a decade since he has last held a starting job, but Schaub is still going strong. The former Houston Texans starter from 2007 to 2013 had 1-year stops in Oakland and Baltimore before returning to the Atlanta Falcons in 2016. Schaub previously played in Atlanta as Michael Vick's backup from 2004 to 2006. Schaub almost captured a Super Bowl 51 ring with Atlanta before they imploded against the New England Patriots. Schaub, a 2-time Pro Bowler, helped Houston with division titles in 2011 and 2012. Schaub sort of showed that he still had it when he had to start over an injured Matt Ryan in Week 8 of the 2019 2019 season, throwing for 460 yards and 1 touchdown. This guy might be able to start for all we know, but he's been just fine holding a clipboard while watching Ryan dominate. Not a bad job at all. What other NFL players do people forget are still playing? Join me in the comment section below. Make sure to follow myself and TPS on social media, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, we're on everything. Twitter, go find us, go subscribe, go follow. Of course, like this video down below because it helps us out a lot and we really appreciate it. And subscribe to TPS, we post videos every single day. Every day is a new video. Of course, thank you so much for watching. I'm Jason Biondo. See you next time.
My knee.